Did you play that?
Play what?
The 30-second intro?
No.
It was. I don't push any buttons, John. It must have been you.
I didn't press it.
Well, welcome everybody to Welsh Chess Chat. We are accidentally live.
John's still chomping on something.
No, I just got so hungry that I'm a bit late tonight, so I've got no list of topics. I've got nothing for it. I'm still eating now. My dog's still in the room. I'm a bit of a shambles tonight.
She's not growling at me either, so that's weird.
It's because I've got my headphones in. No, when she saw your face, then she'll be right up at the screen thinking, "What's that?"
Maybe she'll like me more with this beard, right?
No. Wasn't there an article recently that people with facial hair and face tattoos the guide dogs actually need to be trained more to recognize them a bit better. Actually, if you've got a clean-shaven face, it's actually better for the dogs to read your facial expressions, I believe.
Right. Okay.
It is getting quite pumped now, though. That beard.
Yeah, this is the potentially Welsh Championship beard, right? Like, so got to grow it for.
Do you do that a lot? Like,
I play better when I've got a beard, I reckon. So,
shave
it. If I'm not playing in a Welsh Championship, I'll just shave it off.
We've got 4NCL though. You've got to leave it for 4NCL, mate.
Oh yeah, I've left it for 4NCL.
You've got a whole team on your back. You need to carry through the rest of the season.
If I do rubbish this weekend, the beard's going. Yeah.
He loses Saturday. He comes back Sunday clean shaven, right? Like,
yeah.
Right.
That happened in a GM tournament I was playing. I shaved halfway through.
Did you? I mean, it's basically doing a Nepo now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he shaved off his man bun, didn't he, when he was losing to Carlson, and then didn't work.
Help.
Nothing.
Didn't help me in that tournament either.
No. Right. Well, welcome to another episode of Welsh Chess Chat. I guess I'll speak and then let these guys take over for a second. Alex, I bet you're pretty happy with tonight's scoreline in the football.
Yeah, I was. That's what I was doing before this. Obviously, 2 hours. I could have done some chess practice, but I decided to watch a football match that didn't count for anything. So
yeah,
priorities.
Fair enough. On this episode, we played some away games recently, so we'll talk about that. Obviously, we've got the Welsh Championships coming up, so that's pretty much going to dominate proceedings. There has been a couple of things happening on Twitter though that we will have to mention. And we're probably going to leave that maybe later on until after the calendar and ratings, because it is actually involving a high-profile Welsh player and also a former world champion. So if you want to stay tuned for that, listeners, then all 2 of you, maybe 3 of you, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3. Then stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, guys, what's happening in your worlds at the moment?
Well,
you go first because your internet will probably drop out. So
that's a good point.
Roasted.
I'm amazed it's lasted 4 minutes, to be honest. Also, my voice is going. Like my voice has been going all day. So, what's going on? I played a league match. So. Yeah. Wait a minute. That was last Thursday. That's why I sort of wasn't on, and I completely forgot it was Thursday. I completely forgot that I had a league match until Alexa just like at 6:00 says, "Reminder: you've got a chess tonight." Oh, rubbish! It's like an hour away, and I'd forgotten.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like really far away. Basically, like anywhere in Birmingham at 6:00 is an hour away. It doesn't matter where it is. Like it's just the traffic makes everything an hour away, whether it's close or far. So yeah, I had a league match that I forgot about. So yeah, that's where I was last week. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we enjoyed talking very nicely.
I don't think we even mentioned that you weren't there, did we, Alex? I don't think it came up.
Sure, no one noticed.
Probably no, exactly. But the week before, I think my internet was being dodgy, so I've lasted 5 minutes more tonight.
You have.
Good
Yeah. So, Johan, I'm interested. Your league team obviously pays you to play. So, are they top of the league, given that they put the effort in?
Actually, that's a good question. I'm not quite sure. So
He doesn't know.
right. The funny thing is, right, the captain wrote like last week. He was like, an email to the team, like, being like, all right, hopefully everyone can play because, basically if we win this match, we win the league. And I was like, I looked at the league table and I was like, we are like third. So I don't really understand if we win that. Like, is there some information that I'm missing? Because there's 2 matches left of the season. We're in 3rd place. And like, I cannot see any way of us winning this match, meaning we win the league. So basically, like, we played the team that was in 4th. We were in 3rd. And yeah, I mean, they were really strong. Like, my local league is ridiculously strong, it seems. And yeah, we absolutely smashed them, like 5-1. And still, I think we're still in 2nd. So I don't really know what he's on about. Like, we're going to win the league if we win the match.
Doesn't sound like great captaincy. It sounds like he's got deep pockets, but no idea. Right?
I mean, even if we win this next match, it's not guaranteed we'll win. I mean, probably if we absolutely smash this team, then we will win on game points. Because we're joint first, but we're slightly behind on game points. But we're more likely to overtake them, to be honest. Like, because we've got a very strong team, so we should smash this other team, and then they've got a tough match last, so we should win. But,
do you know if the other teams pay to play, or?
I don't know, to be honest. No, but yeah, I mean, I'm on board. I've been on board too the last few matches. But
not bad when you're playing board 2, is it?
Yeah, I've been playing board 2. I think the captain of the team, is the only one that's been losing. We've been winning 5-1 like all the time. We've 5-1, 4.5. He's pretty much lost all of the matches. But yeah, fair play to him. He's a really nice guy. He always takes us out for a nice curry. Yeah, it's a good team to play for. Yeah. It's a good team to play for.
Yeah, I'm available, by the way. If you wanna send it, I'll happily get a train to Birmingham if there's curry.
Well, I'm pretty sure didn't one of the teams pay Stephen Jones to come up to play for them, and he lives in Basingstoke, and I don't know what's that, a 3-hour drive up or something like that. I mean, that's the level of quality.
Well, I mean, the quality, the league, the standards are insane in my league. Like, the lowest rated player I've played is like 2100. So yeah, everyone's been 2150, 2200, 2300. It's like, yeah, it's pretty amazing, really.
No, it's definitely a strong league compared to my league, where you can have like 1500s playing on board 4, and it's only a 4-board league. So it's it does tail off quite quickly. I'll tell you what, we've Alex, have you played this week?
I did. I played the game last night where I thought I was Carlson. Was not Carlson.
Where did you start to realise that you were Magnus Carlsen?
When I put it in the engine, like, I played the match and I was walking home. I was like, bloody hell, that was the greatest end game I ever played. Like, that's incredible. But I can't believe I've done that. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, I can't wait to show that tomorrow night. Put it in the engine. Not only was like the really clever bit not winning, there was like millions of ways the guy could make draws at any point, and I was just like, oh, that ruined it all.
Is this just fancy engine ways, or was it actually practical human ways?
Yeah, a bit of both.
Okay.
Like, if it was fancy stuff, I wouldn't mind. So, I still take consolation that you get reward for trying, for grinding.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I thought it was like the greatest game ever, and I was well proud of myself. And yeah, it's basically like skipping home. That's how pleased I was.
Well, there wasn't much chess in Wales over the weekend. But Alex, did you mention there was a tournament somewhere else?
Yeah, in Welsh, which I believe is just over the border somewhere. And there was a ton of Welsh players.
Was it on chess results or?
Yeah. It's called the Inaugural Welsh Congress.
Okay.
Inaugural.
Chess
Train
results update.
some of Wales's most active players.
Okay, well, while I search for that, obviously we'll have a look at the calendar. Nothing on the calendar for last weekend, but this weekend we have this primary schools and secondary schools team event coming up. And let's have a look at the registrations, because I think it's a fantastic event. And, well, it looks like we've got a few more primary schools in.
Yeah, I agree. That's grown, hasn't it?
Wow.
That feels
That's
like
quite
it's
a
grown.
list, that is, isn't it?
If you think about each one of these represents 4 children.
Yeah, that's a lot of
as
kids.
well. That's fantastic to see. Even though there's quite a lot of, let's say, Lakeside here bringing 5 teams by the looks of things. But, I mean, that's fine. We don't mind that at all. You know, the more children playing chess, the better.
Smaller kids are better, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And here, the secondary school one hasn't really changed too much, but I think it probably is a lot to get a secondary school team out than a primary school one. And it looks like you could even have a spares team, like 4 teams there of individuals that can maybe form a team. Or they just have to play in the individual tournament. So that looks like it's really taken off. And good luck to everybody this weekend. And don't forget to pay your car parking. It's also something else that I'd say. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think, there have been some events recently that they've struggled for entries, but yeah, I mean, they've done really well there. Primary school, that's going to be over 100 kids, which I don't think we've seen in Wales for quite a while. So yeah, good stuff.
Well, we'll skip this one for now. We'll come back to the Welsh Championships because, I mean, maybe there's even a deadline tonight. But we do have some news, don't we? On Alex, I believe that you gave me some news on this.
Yes. Well, so if we see here on the calendar, 6th of April, the Welsh Tandem Tournament, which is actually Bug House, if anybody wanted to know, that's what Tandem is, and Hand and Brain tournaments. And I was all ready to nab myself a good partner to go along and take a couple of Welsh titles. And then if you click on the little entry form there, John, we can see the details.
I'll click on that.
Because it just says that there. And now it says Welsh Union Junior Hand and Brain and Bug House tournaments. And you have to be born after like 2006 or something, which I'm not. So it's great they've put this event on, but they've limited it to kiddies.
Oh.
They'll open it to adults now, and then you'll just be Alex, the only adult.
Yeah,
I might just enter, pretend I'm a
go and take the candy from the children.
Hang on a minute, can't you identify as a junior now?
Oh, don't get me started on this. I'm going to say no comment. But I love Bug House. Like when we used to play Junior 4NCL back in the day, nobody really cared. You go and play a bit of chess. Saturday night, there'd be a Bug House tournament. I've got like a row of trophies somewhere for where myself and Matt Staniforth used to win the Bug House tournaments like every time. That was my proudest achievement. Now I haven't played Bug House in years, but I'd be well up for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do in basically this last week, because this is the last week of my chess clubs, because I've finished before Easter, so I can get some prep in before the Welsh. And I just teach them all how to play. I mean, I call it doubles, right? Is that what you mean? Baby chess?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Baby chess, yeah, Bug House. That's all I teach them. I teach them, and once you don't show them in junior clubs, you don't ever show them this until the very last week.
Yeah,
because if you show it to them in the first week, midweek, anywhere where they've got weeks afterwards, the only thing you hear then is, "Oh, can we play baby chess? Can we play baby chess? Can we play baby chess?" And I'm just like, I need them to have those few weeks off of forgetting about it so that they forget. There's always one kid that remembers and goes, "Oh, can we play baby chess? Can we play baby chess? Shut up!" No, you can't. Even though I like playing it as well. But that's disappointing that it's just for juniors. Maybe there should be an adult section, perhaps, or maybe they should do a rating section, perhaps, if they want to make it nice. You can have it under 500 or something like that, under 1,000, or I don't know what it might be. Is it the same for the Hand and Brain then?
Yeah, for both. I mean, I understand they probably think a lot of adults won't want to play, and they probably think more juniors will play if it's not open for adults. But
we've got a lot of adults in the chat. What do we think? I mean, I should imagine there's many adults in the chat as well. I know that some will be on the cusp, but adults, would you play in a Hand and Brain tournament, and would you play in basically a baby chess tournament or a Bug House?
Well, the comment, I know Sam says he doesn't like the people shouting and counting down. In proper Bug House, you play with clocks. So
yeah. Well, hang on a minute. What? They were playing? He's playing without clocks? What?
You just shout like stalling one, and then.
Yeah. Okay, but seriously, you got to be playing with clocks, surely.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Somebody's saying no. That's okay. That's not a problem. It's not for everybody. But I mean, just for a bit of fun, regardless of how you get on, I think they're missing a massive market here, just limiting it to juniors. Thinking it's just a silly little thing that juniors play.
I mean, Chad disagrees. It probably would have just been me, mate.
Probably.
Maybe the WC have made a good shout.
Well, I don't know.
We do need a 960 tournament, though.
Oh,
proper.
Do you know what? I agree again. I agree, but I think first of all they need to do the WCPL all in one weekend. That's the first port on call for me. Is WCPL on weekend? Okay, well that's a disappointment. That's just for juniors, but maybe we can put some pressure onto the WCU to maybe rethink their ways on this critical issue. For us. Okay, and any other changes down here then?
Doesn't look like it now. Remember, we've got the stars where there have been changes. There's a star.
Ooh.
Oh, it's the Correspondence Chess Congress in.
We mentioned this last, I don't know, 6 months ago or something like that. The ICCF Congress, because they won it, didn't they? They're European champions.
They are, and I believe they will collect their medals at the Congress.
Oh, that's fantastic! So that's coming up in August 13th to the 14th. I'm guessing you have to. I get the emails through, but I haven't played any correspondence chess. But both of you play correspondence chess, don't you guys?
Well, I think this is one thing my chess is missing at the moment. I need to play some correspondence chess. I'm just looking back at how well I was playing this time last year compared to how crap I'm playing now. And yeah, I think correspondence chess is the difference. Not playing so much of it. I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I guess it gets you into your openings as well. If you've ever played a game in an opening variation and you've had the moves on the board before, even if it's even 2D, if it's something that you've actually really focused on, then you can sometimes recreate it in over the board quite well, can't you? But I mean, the team did fantastically well, and it's really good to see them actually hosting an event, and I hope they have a great time as well. I hope to hear more about it actually from the correspondence people in the future too. And it looks like we've got also another event that's clashing with the Newport Chess Congress, because I'm guessing this is running. Well, I was about to say, but go on, Alex, correct me.
It doesn't clash. It's running alongside the Newport Congress like it did last year.
Okay, so
Not combined though, right?
No,
separate.
Could they combine it, or does that just take away from it?
I think it takes away from whenever they do that, and you're always given the awards the best over 50, the best over 65, whatever. I feel like there's a lot of luck with pairings in that you're in an open and someone's playing Arkle in the last round and someone's behind them playing someone else. You say, yeah, they've got the most points, but I think for a national championship, it's I think nice to have it because they don't have to play it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Peter Varley could have played the seniors last year and he played with us and beat one of us.
So I guess then that you kind of don't like that the Welsh Championships has the ladies' championships and the under-21 championships built into it then, I assume.
Well, it's different because you can't get 6 players for either of those.
That's really annoying, isn't it?
I mean, there's currently 0 ladies entered and 1 under-21 maybe, so they have to be combined.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the Welsh Championships. Let's have a look at the entrance. There is a deadline tonight, I believe. So let's just have a look at the closed entry form, or let's just go on the overview, and just scroll down, just look at the dates. If your entry is received between now and midnight, and literally just before midnight by 1 second, your entry fee is either £30 in the Open and £35 in the Championship. If you leave it till midnight tonight, it will tick over to the 15th of March, and you will be paying £10 more for your entry because you all know that you are going to enter this tournament anyway. So if I was you, save yourself £10, enter now, and get it in. Actually, not now. Wait till the chat finishes and then enter. That's probably a better idea. We'll leave you an hour to get it sorted. That should be fine. Obviously, mobility issues, please make sure you contact the organizer. We've discussed that before. But let's have a look at the entrance to see who's there. And you can pick out who the under-21 is, please. Oh, Hugo's in.
Hugo's in.
So who are the two?
14.
Who are the 2 additions then from 2 days yesterday? Was it Hugo and
Oh, Alex is in. I thought you said you were in. Alex.
Was it you, Alex?
Yeah, I entered this morning.
Is Alex being a cheapo and saving that 10 quid?
Yeah, he's not leaving it late.
Yeah, I'm not paying £10 for no reason.
After all that talk. Leaving it late.
Going to do this. That was what he said he was always going to do. But Johan, where's your entry?
Yeah, I'm still undecided. I was hoping that this like extra 10 quid thing would be after this weekend. Like, I don't know why. Thinking about it, it's a bit like when we were just chatting earlier. It's a bit silly, really, because like I'm thinking, I'm playing so terribly, and like if I have a bad weekend, I just might not enter. But actually, I've just been winning all my league games, and I didn't do too bad in the fours yet. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm probably not actually playing that badly, but I feel like I am. I don't know.
Is there any tips here? Anybody who you think stands out? Maybe. Obviously, you can look at the ratings, of course, to try and get your idea about what's going on here. But I mean, if we talk about form, for example,
Greg's on form, right?
Yeah,
I mean, for someone in this age of deflation to be gaining rating, like he's over 2,300 now, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's turned out some good WCPL results, definitely.
I thought he might have been losing those games, though, maybe.
It's like a darker horse.
I thought Greg was maybe losing against Stephen Jones, though, in the tournament, perhaps.
Oh yeah, in the Winter Congress, yeah, definitely.
Oh, here's a tip. Here's one. If we were betting on this, if they had a line on this, I'll tell you what, Alex for the wooden spoon. I wonder what odds you get on that. I mean,
it's not inconceivable, is it?
It's not inconceivable, no.
If anyone isn't on form, it's like they're going to come last. Simple as that, because there's no riff-raff.
I mean, Rudy could tear his way through the field.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but Sam, how on earth are you lowest seed in this? My God, this is going to be like, what have you done? I mean, what has he done to be lowest seed? I remember playing him the last Welsh, and while the game looked one way, I was thinking, going into the game, I was thinking, hang on, this is going to be a tough match, and he gave some real good games out, and he's still bottom seed at the moment. I mean, like round one, we're going to see people halving out. Basically, this is just so quick. I mean, anybody here can
strong at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the open looking like?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Let's scroll down. Okay. Well, good to see more entries than what it was before. I think it was on 13 or something, but still, I mean, 14 to 21. There needs to be more people entering the Open, if you ask me. This is we need more entries there.
Yeah, in the Open, yeah.
You'd think at some point someone like a few English players will fancy the prize, right? Because it's like anyone 2K is going to walk through that.
Well, the problem is that it's going up by £10 in an hour and a half. I mean, surely the people that organise this tournament will be posting this on the British Chess News Facebook group. They'll be all over Twitter posting about the tournament, saying, "Come on over to sunny Cardiff, enjoy your 4 non-working days playing chess." So, I mean, why would you not want to go? It doesn't. I mean, I can see a few juniors here. I was at Ethan.
I can see what you mean now, Alex. When you mentioned earlier about Ethan, like literally, like virtually 1,000 points difference.
Yeah, like what is that?
I mean, Welsh rating wise, that's really bad value to play him, isn't it?
At least it's this way round. Imagine if you had I know it's not possible. Imagine if his FIDE was 883. No one would turn up against him, right? I think we discussed that last week on stream about being scared of playing people. He just win because no one would turn up. Like that's insane.
That's crazy. Wow. There is actually, we'll come back to the ratings, but there's not actually that many juniors entered into this. Okay, I don't know about some of the names, but for example, the regular juniors that I've seen playing, like the Glorny, playing in the online league as well, the European Youth Online League, I can't see many names here. I mean, I don't even remember seeing Andre's name in that. Maybe Arusha's played a game, Ethan perhaps, but where are they all? I mean, this is 7 games.
The parents are paying; they don't care about the 10 quid, right?
Well, maybe they're just trying to. Yeah, they don't care about the 10 quid, maybe. But why would you not enter this? I know one is traveling away, but this is surely maybe they're just all going on holiday or something. That's the reason why they're not entering. But this is, I mean, it's not like this is a surprise that this tournament's come up over Easter, is it? It's always over Easter, and you know, hang on, isn't Ethan just come back from Prague? As well. Sure, where's his name?
Well, he'll be in Reykjavik now, won't he? But
yeah, wow. I mean, that's a busy schedule, isn't it? Prague, Reykjavik, and then the Welsh Chess Championships if he comes down. Ethan Rathbone-Jones.
Okay.
When does it start?
Sorry?
It starts tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I guess he'll be there. Like, I expect, for example, in the championship, like, they'll surely squeeze their way up to 20. Like, I expect Ewan Cave to play Ethan Rathbone-Jones, because, like, under 21s, you think they'd make the effort. Even Bence, I think, qualified last year. So, I'd expect him, if he's going to play at all, to play the close, not the open.
And we've still got no ladies entering.
We haven't. We're just waiting on Linda.
Hang on a minute. It's this is just how bad this is, right? It's an Olympiad year.
Yeah.
It's not like it's in Chennai like it was 2 years ago. This is in Budapest, a perfectly, relatively close, nice place to go. As Johan puts it, nice holiday destination. Which
great place to go. Great
place to go to.
Yeah.
You'd expect at least a couple more entrants to beef up this ladies championship, which is really disheartening actually and sad. I'm in not shock, but just disappointed really. I mean, we don't really have much female representation on this panel, perhaps.
Well, I mean, here's the question for you, though, right? They struggled to get a team for the 2022 Olympiad for women, right? They sent 4 players basically, and Sarah Kent went as a reserve, played 1 game. So at that point, they knew we've got a serious problem with women in chess in Wales. So what has been done since then to now by the WCU to encourage women to participate? Nothing. Because presumably there's a director of women's chess. Apologies, but I don't know who it is, but I've not seen them active on social media, on the WC website, any initiatives. I just haven't seen anything. And they're not just going to magically appear.
No.
So, I know in England they do tons of work with girls, right? They have 4 NCL teams just for what they call She Plays to Win, like a ton of those, where they encourage them. They're for girls only. They get lots of help. And
financial help from the ECF, I should imagine.
Yeah. And I know the WC hasn't got an endless pit, but they've presumably got some money they have to spend on women.
I think that the difficulty is about knowing actually what to do is probably quite difficult. And, I mean, like having girls-only events is not really going to work if it's a tournament because you won't get enough girls entering. But, maybe having girls-only... I think the report from the London conference from a few years ago said that the best way to help girls in chess is not to give them a medal just for being the top girl when they're the only girl there. They said that's pointless. Actually, it's just to have more training events where it's girls only, or just collaborative events like that, because then they get to know a few other girls that play chess and they can go to the tournaments. And like Johan was saying a few weeks ago, the whole point of these junior tournaments is to go and meet all your friends at chess tournaments, and you make friends over the years. Maybe that's potentially lacking, that there's just because you don't have one playing, therefore you don't have another, and they just see it as a completely male-dominated area, and basically you're missing out on 51% of the population.
I think you need to and this is not just chess, but like in anything really. If you want to get people involved, you kind of need to tell them what's in it for them, right? Like you need to tell them why it's useful to play. Yeah, it's fun, potentially fun. It'll look good on your CV, but for juniors, it's going to make you better at school. And doing well in school is going to potentially change your life, like, getting qualifications, etc. It just helps you think, right? Just playing chess well helps you think. So you're not just playing chess, you're actually just getting better at school and then university, and you'll be better at your job, and just everything will just generally be better. When you just think of it as just a little game that you play that, maybe you might be better doing something else, like it just sort of gives you an idea why maybe it's a good idea to play. I mean, nobody tells you this, and you just think, oh, okay, I'll just rather play hockey or something else. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we do have some females entering the Open as well. So looks like Militia and Louise. Not names that I know very well, but I mean, surely if one of them becomes ladies champion, they would get, with a FIDE rating of 1626, if Louise is Welsh flagged, which it doesn't show that, does it actually? Maybe I might just Google that very quickly. At present, with Militia being unrated, then you'd expect Louise to potentially finish higher rated. Welsh flagged Louise Woodcock. Then she could potentially be Welsh ladies champion, and therefore can you not select her for the Olympiad? I think you'd have to, right?
I think you have to reward people for playing. Simple as that. You can't pick all the women who are on the rating list as inactive because they last played a couple of years ago, because even if some of them have higher ratings, they don't justify it. They don't play in Wales. If, for example, if Louise plays this, is the only one to do so, she should get in a team ahead of people like Imogen Cam, who's a good player who occasionally plays for NCL, but she hasn't played in Wales for years. Therefore, if you're struggling to get a team, invite her, but she should be after the people who associate themselves with Welsh chess. Simple as that.
Well, I
would also, if Militia puts out a decent performance, I'd say you two actually bother to play. No one else ever plays with, I know Jane Richmond played recently, but they're going to struggle for numbers. I'd say, yeah, there we go. You're both in. Well done. Thanks for supporting Welsh chess.
And does that go back for the past 2 years of involvement in Welsh chess then for every female?
Yeah, how many can you list women who've actively associated themselves with Welsh chess over the last 2 years?
Are we counting girls or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girls have done, the younger ones.
Yeah.
I'd say give them the opportunity. Right? If they make an effort to play, let them go to an Olympiad. They might inspire them to work at their chess.
How did Kim Chong play a lot over the past 2 years?
The inspiration, to be honest, it does count for a lot, right? Potentially for the future.
Yeah. Like, how cool is that? You have a pretty much free holiday. Like, you're going to work at chess because you'll want the free holiday 2 years after that. It's really, really good. And it means a lot more to them than someone who's basically...
It's not a holiday, Alex.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you sound like John. Everyone else is in Chennai for a holiday. John, that's a holiday.
It's very serious. Very serious.
Do you know what's funny though, right?
Must be a pint.
The helpers that we had at the hotel, right, towards the end, they were like, oh, we came to volunteer to do this, to help out all these superstar chess players. We got stuck in a hotel with you lot. You're just here for a holiday. They were complaining about us, and they were pointing it in there in the middle.
We were there for a holiday, though.
I wasn't. I was there to survive.
Oh, yeah, you were surviving. I was thriving, mate.
Yeah, you were. Well, I don't know about that.
I scored 50%, and I actually left the hotel. That is a win on many levels.
You did leave the hotel, but it depends what you came back with. Right. Okay. So let's move on from that. Next topic is the grades. Let's see if there's any updates over here before we get into trouble. Although I don't know who's going to dob us in. We're not exactly affiliated with anybody, are we? I guess, can we swear on this stream? Are we allowed to do that?
We can do what we want. It's our stream, isn't it?
Well, no, it's my stream. No, it's our stream. It's our stream. I like that. Okay, right.
John's stream if we get into trouble.
Yeah. We'll be.
My stream is not like 18 rated. It's very clean.
So you were complaining. I thought I had you quite excited, Alex, that I was maybe going to drop below 2,300 because I had a couple of draws. But they've been put on. They've been put on now. It was this guy, Gerald. He played very well, to be fair. And I did just dip below, but managed to sneak in a win last Friday to stay above 2,300. That's symbolic grade. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Johan, you haven't changed at all.
Yeah, I need to send in my league games. I'll be like 2,400.
2,400. I don't think so. You're going to be gaining like 1 point or something like that.
Well, I've been a bunch of 2,200s and 2,100s.
1 point for each, mate. You'll be like still 23.39. I'm going to predict that you'll go up to.
Right, now that you've said that, by next week, I'm going to send them in.
Go on, send them in. Yeah, go on. We need those points on for the Welsh. Take them off you. Okay, UNK is still the highest rated under 21. Is that correct, or under 18?
It's a decent rating, isn't it? Look at that.
It's under 18.
Decent rating, actually.
Good, yeah, very good.
What's his FIDE? Because we're expecting him to enter the Welsh, right?
He's not 2,000.
Wow.
He's not. He's 1980.
He's bad value then, isn't he?
Yeah, I've played him. I've played him twice this year already, and I think the second game he played just incredibly well. He was like, I thought he was a clean pawn down, and the engine's like, no, he's just completely fine at pawn down.
So his is standard. Look at his rapid and blitz as well.
Right, look at that.
He doesn't want to be playing him like if he's worth his Welsh rating.
Well, we just need him to play against a load of other 1900s, don't we, at the moment, and take some rating points. But okay, creeping up there though, which is good to see. And I don't think there's much change from last time. So we'll have a look at the differences. Patrick Bourne is still at the top. Is that right?
Yeah,
last week.
Holding off the kids.
Holding off the kids. Go on, Patrick.
Looking at that, I would bet my house that Ethan's going to be because I've started working with Ethan a bit. He is worth his FIDE rating, right? Like, so he is massively underrated. He's gonna he should be winning that difference thing, right? Like, because he's definitely worth about 1,700.
All right, well, that's good to hear that we've got another Welsh junior that's doing really well. And
that's pretty. I wouldn't want to be playing him a 1,000 rating.
We'll probably see him next year in the Welsh then. By this stand, he'll probably qualify, won't he? If he gets 3.5 or 4 in the major open, then he gets qualification.
You'll be like 2,000 rating by then with Johan working with him, so you'll get in one rating.
We'll see.
Look, 109 points here for Mr. McKenna.
It shows, guys, that the way to get better at chess is by playing games. Josh McKenna plays a ton of games, and look, he's got better. You two are playing a league match every month, and you're in decline.
Decline. I'm only -5. Mr. Steve Williams still continues to put Mr. McKenna in his place and says, no, you will not win it too.
He's contradicting Alex's point from his last sentence as well.
Yeah, basically. Hang on, what do you call this 6-month window? This biannual award? No, is that right? It's every 6 months, right?
Biannual, isn't that every 2 years?
Biannual will be every 2 years, yeah.
So what's every 6 months? What's that called?
Six monthly.
Well, that's a terrible name. Can't we come up with something?
Half yearly.
There must be a term for it, though. Half yearly, every 6 monthly. Somebody in chat must know the proper term for this. But okay, well done to Steve Williams. He's only losing 41 rating points, which is good to see. That's not too much of a dip. But 42 games played. That's a whole tournament ahead of Josh McKenna. Do you know what, Steve? You might as well go have the weekend off. But Josh McKenna will be tied with you after that weekend. And Mr. Duke's in third, closely followed by Tom Brown.
Well, you're up quite a bit, Alex. I've just noticed.
He is.
Yeah, you can't catch these guys because I played last night, but so did Tom Brown, Sam Dukes, and Josh McKenna. They were all down the club.
Rating is what I was on about. 21 points. That's quite a nice little bump.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Plodding along, yeah.
And okay, and all the 20s here with some familiar names, but only one junior. This gets me. What is going on? I'm like, I know that they can't drive themselves around to tournaments, but this is. Oh, thank you, Gary. Look at this from the chats. Look at this. Biannual can mean once every 2 years or twice a year, so it is the correct term.
That makes it confusing then, doesn't it, if it can mean two things?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what isn't confusing is that there's no juniors towards the top here. playing enough games. That's not confusing at all, is it? And there's not very many juniors entered into the Open
playing
section.
online a lot. I bet that's the difference between us and them, right? We used to play a lot, and then they probably play a lot online.
But it's pointless. That European Youth Online League, that rapid play tournament. Now it's great to play in it to represent Wales, but it's not replace over the board chess. You can't replace it. You've got to have that pressure of seeing your opponent and feeling that there's pressure on you from around. They don't get that when they play online. It can just be, oh, it's only an online game. Who cares? It's not the same thing. You know, I mean, okay, I'd expect more. So Ewan and Emma there, and then we're going down into these lot with 14 and 13 games. It's just, you know.
I mean, that's not bad though, right? 14 and 13 games. They're still turning out, what, like 5 a month?
Yeah, but if you think about it, you imagine you're a teenager. You're playing, let's say, 1 tournament a month. So that's 5 games. And then let's say you're playing 3 league matches a month. That should be about right. I mean, I was playing for 2 different clubs when I was in high school. And actually, 3 games in a week was sometimes quite common. Midweek, and Johan's nodding his head there, going, "Yeah." And you'd drive everywhere, wouldn't you, to go?
Cumbrawn and Caerphilly I played for, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you'd get as much chess as you possibly could do. And now maybe it's a case that they're playing rapid plays or something like that, or junior events and that junior rapid plays, so we miss those games. But yeah, I'd definitely be focusing on long play and getting some proper chess in. Can we have a look actually at the junior ratings then, if I go back here, because I know that Alex is not a fan of these things, but
I don't know how to get there. Is it? Oh yeah,
live WC junior rapid play ratings. So I guess these are updated. Let's click on live ratings and see what happens. We'll have them in rating order. So how do we know that these are updated or not? So, I mean, this gives you
that tells a picture, doesn't it?
Look how quickly it tails off.
Yeah, they've also not played any games.
Played, or it's just not been updated. Maybe I don't know.
Probably right.
So,
well, I guess give it a scroll. Maybe some.
Adam Sarwar's got 16 games here. I mean, I don't know where they're from.
Click his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Maidenhead. Kensington.
So that's a junior, minor rapid in London, Winchester.
It doesn't seem like it's correct, right? If only one person on the list has played any games, I'd imagine something's gone wrong there.
Well, if all 3 were in England, though, I guess it kind of adds up that not many people would have done. There doesn't seem to have been any Welsh tournaments, which is why the numbers are quite low, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is just not very many at all, is it? I'm still going. I mean, the grades do keep going. Yeah, I mean, it's so clearly it's not rapid play that they're playing. I mean, apart from Adam Sarwar and Constantine had some games there as well. But yeah, there needs to be more chess for the juniors, or they need to be told play more chess. Is what needs to come out, because yeah, I'm a bit disappointed there. But I ranted about this last time, didn't I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Right. Well, that's taken a while. We didn't mean it to take that much. I can't find this tournament from the weekend, Alex, at all. Who was playing it? Did anybody do it well at all? Or
Tim, I think, was the best Welsh player. But he had a couple of. He got 3.5 out of 5. A couple of draws. So he didn't get amongst the prizes. So I think most Welsh players sort of scored in the 50% mark.
Okay, well, on to the big news that you can see in the middle of your screen. This is Vladimir Kramnik, the former world champion of chess, and recent. I don't know what to call him. What should we call him? We should call him, like, I don't know, cheat hunter. We need a little theme tune, like something like that. I don't know. And he was here. Jose must have pointed out, or this is what Jose said. This is what Jose said here. How to overcome the confirmation bias. And he's basically pulled Kramnik up on his maths and the language that he was using, and basically saying, "You're wrong in what you're saying. I am an expert in this field. You are wrong in what you're saying, Vladimir Kramnik." What do you say to that? And Vladimir just blocked him and came out and said this: "On top of your stupidity, your record numbers there contain factual mistakes. I will block you because you violated 2 of my points of my account. No lies and being IQ friendly. Continue your fake nonsense at some other place, sir." Now we have to remember that Vladimir's English is maybe, I don't know, not as good as his Russian. So we give him a bit of a chew on his English there, but I think he's pretty much saying that Jose's a liar and also not very clever. And considering that Jose's a lecturer in a university, I'm probably going to go with the fact that he's probably a very clever guy. Now, I don't actually know if he's a liar, but I will say that whenever I've met him, he's come across as a very nice person. What do you think about you guys?
He came across super nice. I've only spoken to him on stream, but yeah. But do you know, it's a real shame what's happening here because, I think Kramnik's very much got a point, and he is completely ruining his own point by being an idiot, right? I watched earlier, just before the stream, I watched him, because he's been streaming, I watched him play Jospin in the Title Tuesday, where he just accused him live. And do you know what? I am absolutely convinced Jospin cheats all the time, but I bet he didn't cheat in that game. Kramnik just played absolutely awful. He just played, I could have beaten him if he was, he just played normal moves. There was nothing computery about it. You can't just accuse someone of cheating because they beat you. It has to be based on some form of logic about, they're playing computer moves and stuff. But the game that he accused him of online, live while streaming, I bet he didn't need to cheat to beat Kramnik in that game. He just played really badly.
Yeah, and I think the problem Kramnik has, it's every time he doesn't win, he basically accuses them, doesn't he, unless they're Russian. And there's one clip where he's completely beaten some FM and it's completely over and he blunders and the guy makes a draw and he goes, "Very suspicious. It's not possible for FM to draw with me." I'm like, dude, you were plus 13. He shouldn't have drawn with you. I think Naka was trolling him for that as well. It's just Kramnik balls up. Oh, it must be a cheat.
If you watch him play as well, right? He does not play very well with the mouse and stuff. He doesn't pre-move. When it's really obvious. He loses on time. All the time. Even when he's got seconds left, and he's doing some very basic things wrong when you're playing 3-minute chess. He just doesn't have a clear eye to pre-move. He's just thinking too much. So he's just not a very good 3-minute player. However, for example, Caruana is a very good blitz player. And I think his record against Jospin speaks for itself. He just absolutely rinses him every time. So now because of the Kramnik allegations and the stats regarding I now know who Caruana was speaking about on his podcast. He never names him, but he very often talks about one guy who rinses him every time. And I know who it is now.
I just want to make a correction. Jose's not a lecturer; he's a professor. So I got that wrong.
He's a lecturer.
A lecturer and a professor.
Yeah.
I think we're safe to say that we're on Jose's side on this. Although I must admit that I've not blocked Vladimir in response because I just want to see what rubbish he spouts out on his Twitter channel. So sorry, Jose, I haven't done that. But
I think what Jose said is completely obvious, right? If you know what confirmation bias is, Kramnik has just got this idea in his head and he's just clinging on to all evidence that points that way and not the other way. And it's just, it's very sad because I think he's very much got a point. A lot of cheating happens and it needs to be sorted out. But just being stupid about it is just doesn't help.
Yeah. Imagine how embarrassing it's going to be if Jose wins the Welsh and someone who's not IQ friendly wins it. I mean, that'll be really bad for Wales, right?
It will. It will be really bad. Okay, so a couple of points that have just been I've kind of just forgotten. We were talking about ratings, and obviously the FIDE rated change has gone in at the start of this month, uplifting all of the sub 2000 ratings by some, whatever it might be, the formula. And we haven't discussed this little notification here on the Welsh Chess Union rating list because we did have contact from a very good person who helps Welsh chess about this. So in view of FIDE's recent large rating increase given to many players, some of us might want to see the WCU raise our own ratings by similar margins. Would this be a prudent thing for us to do? More modest changes could also be on our interest. One such proposal is to increase the start rating of new players, currently at 850, to make this a minimum rating for all players at the beginning of each 6-month period. This would add points to higher rated opponents, playing those with new ratings and small increases, and then permeate upwards. We'd like to hear the views of all players on this or make other suggestions. Now, I quite like that part. And on the wider implications for us of possible FIDE and ECF changes. They can then decide what action to take, if any, on July the 1st of this year. And it has a nice little email here, ratingofficer@welshchessunion.uk. Mr. Paul Orton wants to hear your thoughts. Maybe he's watching, probably at some point. And maybe people in the chat have an opinion on this. But first of all, Alex, any opinions at all?
Yeah, not for me. I mean, I think FIDE and Welsh ratings are different. So if you're going to increase Welsh ratings to make them in line with FIDE ratings, what's the point? Because then you just have two ratings that are the same. So, you know, it's like now we have Welsh ratings that are a lot higher than FIDE ratings, apart from Ethan. And we have English ratings that are higher than Welsh ratings. So, like, if we increase Welsh ratings, all we're doing is increasing the gap again between Welsh and FIDE. And they're not earned points. Like, nobody's going to be, oh, yeah, look how great I am now because I gained 100 rating points because you didn't earn them. So other people might have different opinions, but I don't think it's necessary from my point of view.
I think, so before I come to you, Johan, is that I think that the issue might be to do with you have an open section for people to play in, no problems at all. But when you come to having like a rated section, like under 1900, for example, I think that there could be, although I'm not entirely sure how that works, by the way, what the issue actually is there. Under 1900, let's say you could either stipulate it as under 1900 WCU or closest rating to that, shall we say. You know, what's the... or maybe actually the other thing that could be happening here is because, for example, Johan and myself play in England a lot. We're playing against, because the ECF are making a change. They're changing their ratings, I think, or I think there's something in for them to do. I haven't got that uploaded. But like, for example, when we play abroad and we play against FIDE rated players who've had the uplift, that we're going to bring that uplift back via our WCU ratings, aren't we? Which could be possible. But I mean, it's a long way.
So if anything, that will inflate WC ratings anyway. So increasing them, I don't see any benefit really. The only thing I'd potentially say is raising the rating floor from 850 potentially to 1,000 could make sense.
Yeah,
because 850 does seem very low. So maybe increasing the rating floor
ratings.
But yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize we had a little thing on here for the Olympiad.
Yeah, I sent.
Did we see that? Did you? Did we look at this?
It's the thing about where it just says they'll pick it just after Easter.
Oh yes, I also had comments about the Olympiad as well. That the Olympiad website was meant to go live on March the 11th or 10th, and the organisers of it said that they were delayed, so it's going to come in April.
Great.
Perfectly organised. Okay, guys. Well, apart from that, then, any chess to show us tonight? Because we've been a bit talkative tonight. Anybody got any chess that they want to show?
You can go, Johan, if you have yours open.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show that? Do you want me to show you that random title Tuesday game?
Yeah, go on.
Yep.
It was just a funny one, right? Because I mean, I brought it up in my last lesson with in terms of like coming up with a plan. Let me see if I can share it. Share. Oh, wait a minute, I haven't got it up. Oh, okay. I don't want to. Let me just take the arrows off first.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's obvious.
Get rid of your pawn as well, mate.
Well, we need all the pawns on the board. So. Yeah. Wait a minute. That one.
Yours.
Can you see that?
Hang on a minute.
You're not even sharing your screen, mate.
Yeah, you just showed something. Hang on a minute. I just need to scroll down to it. But I don't know why I can't scroll down to it. There it is. Okay. Right. It's on the screen now.
Oh, there you go. So in this position, I'm like a pawn. There was this Title Tuesday game. So I'm a pawn down, right? And the guy's just gone H5. And so I came up with this plan. And I actually can't believe it just worked out so well. Is that I thought, well, he hasn't got a black squared bishop. So nothing is defending the black squares. So if I can get his queen off the board, I can just walk my king in and mate him. So I played bishop rook here. And then just, swapped off the queen for 2 rooks. And then played queen b1, attacked the b7 pawn. He defends it. And now I just walk my king in. And the queen comes in. And, he literally can't defend against the dark square attack. So I really enjoyed that win. It's quite a nice... From being a pawn down, where it just looks like I'm fighting for a draw somehow, to come up with that plan fairly quickly was quite nice. It was quite enjoyable.
That is insane. I mean, at what point was his last chance to save it? Out of interest, I mean, at what point does it just?
You know what? I was convinced that this was just a cheapo, right, in terms of trying to win. But actually, after Rook B3, the engine says I'm equal, and it's actually quite difficult to find the ways to save it for him from a human point of view. So his move of H5 opening up those dark squares was, sort of practically terminal, which is really weird. You wouldn't think it, would you? With that past A pawn and, he was clearly better, but yeah, it was quite pleasing to come up with that so quickly just in a blitz game. I'd be proud of that in a classical game, to be honest.
I think you should be proud. I think what you can probably be more proud of is just how, at some point when your king starts walking, he's kind of going to know what's going to happen, isn't he? And
you can't do anything about it.
Moving his rook around, just getting really frustrated that somehow he's losing it.
I do think that this could go into one of your, maybe in 10 years' time when you start to write a book of your best chess games, you need to save this position because, this is one of those things where you can go, look, I did this in an actual game and it worked. And it's just quite a nice idea and
it's just the fact that it's blitz, right? It's just blitz. You just blitz and what I was making the point of, because we, my session this week was sort of on coming up with a plan, and it's just pattern recognition, right? And recognizing the weaknesses and strengths and stuff, and your brain just does it for you, right? You don't, I don't know, it's not. It just comes up with it for you, but it's just really pleasing when you do something that looks a bit fancy.
Yeah. I'll definitely be proud of that, and it's going to be in the database forever as well. So even if you forget about it, one day when you're playing through your millions of Title Tuesday games, you might stumble across it.
I forgot about that. Of course, it's going to be this database. Oh, that's brilliant, Alex. Have you got a terrible endgame that you want to show?
I have. I'll do it fairly quickly.
I want to see this because I heard about it and.
Let me know when people can see my screen.
I do want to see this.
We can see it now, Alex.
Okay, so for context,
29 notifications.
Sorry?
29 notifications.
I don't check my chess.com notifications. It's just for people wanting to be friends with me or join the Deloitte Chess Club or something.
No, it's me sending you messages. It's not.
It is mostly messages.
It will be next week.
Of how many cheaters you've played, though. I always check it for that reason.
I'll check them after. I'll let you know. But yeah, so this is me.
You're pulled down.
Night playing black. Yeah, so I hadn't been played particularly well to this point, but I had to credit my opponent. He's played a good game. He hadn't lost this year before last night. I think lost only once this season, so he's very solid, hard to beat. And I'd been a bit rash and I was paying the price. And I kind of knew in this position, if he plays something like rook d3 or rook d4, just tries to get his rook active, even lets this go to pick up my A or H pawn at some point, then I'm going to have to suffer for quite a while. Obviously I wasn't feeling too good. The point to note, we're on move 22, and we both managed our time appallingly.
This has gone very wrong. Move 22.
And by move 7, we were both under half an hour each with no increment to make the next 23 moves, which I guess is kind of good when you're worse, right? You can bank on that a little bit. So he probably makes his first big mistake again. Here go king b2. I go rook b8 check, and he should go back king c1 and admit his mistake and try again. He goes king a3 here. So he's got the right idea. He wants to activate his king. So it's like a principle, but activating it this way, not so good. It's potentially going to get stuck. But of course, white's still doing completely fine. And now I'm going to play through some moves. And like I said, I thought during the game and afterwards that I was the greatest endgame player of all time. So as we talk through it, you can see just how deluded I was. King f8, he goes c4, king e8, and again he should be activating his rook, going after my pawns and letting this one go, which I guess is hard to do in practice because you think it's the most dangerous pawn in the position. But yeah, it's, as we'll see. He does go rook d3. Rook 3, king e7. Yeah, and I think now rook h3 is probably a good move. Might cause me some problems. You go c5. So he's a pawn up, and he's got a protected pass pawn.
Yeah.
So the only saving grace I have is king's cut off, and, well, at least I have my king in front of his pawn. So I play rook b5, rook c3, e5, g3, e4. We're kind of scrambling some moves before the time control. Rook c4, h5. He goes h4, and he offers me a draw. Now that he's reached the time control. And I sat there and I was thinking, can I lose this position? And I wasn't sure. I thought at some point if he goes rook c3, f3, maybe, but I'm probably going to pick up enough pawns that I might have drawing chances. And then I was sitting there and I thought, actually, do you know what's really clever? It's actually he's running out of moves here. I might be able to put him into Zugzwang at some point. So,
but can't you just go rook c3, rook c4?
Well, so yeah, we'll come to it. A5, king a4 first. So here, the point is, I want to play king e6, right? And I think if I activate my rook, if I activate my king, then I can push his rook and maybe pick up these pawns.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go king e6 now, he has rook d4.
Right, yeah.
And then if I try and come back, he actually has this. I don't even know if it works, but it looks scary.
Okay.
And like, or worst case, he can repeat anyway, right? So I'm not getting anywhere. So I figured that his rook needs to be on c3 for me to go king e6. And then he goes rook c4, king d5, rook c3, king d4. My king's super active, and his rook can't get on the d file, so I'll be winning. Right. So I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I was like, you see all these videos about triangulation, and I'm like, I always ignore them because whatever. But I'm like, no, I'm going to triangulate like a boss. Like, look how clever I am. So I go king e8, and he went rook c3, and I'm like, king d8. And he went a3. I was like, I have to start my triangulation again. He's got a3. So I go king d7. I'm like, he goes rook c4. I'm like, okay, king e8.
Okay.
Rook c3, king d8.
Oh, brilliant.
C4,
do you know what? I can see why you were skipping home now. I can see why you were skipping home.
This is good.
Right. Yeah, and now he went rook d4. Obviously, also scared of rook c3. And do you know the worst thing? So this is the line I had calculated. Rook c3, king e6. Yeah. Rook c4, king d5. Rook c3, king d4. And I'm like, I'm just going to win. I'm going to take c5, rook d5, whatever. Life is good.
Yeah.
Rook b3. Rook takes c5, d7. Rook d5, rook b1, 1-0.
I saw rook b3, rook b1 from afar as well in the other position.
Wait a minute, what? What's wrong with king somewhere?
Yeah, what is wrong with king c3?
King, I don't know, king e5 or king...
I don't remember. Did I mess up the line?
It's not so obvious.
Oh,
Did I mess up your own line?
the engine doesn't work. I swear the engine said this was a load of nonsense. Lines.
Maybe-
How do I get this? Wait, go back.
Yes,
Go back.
equal.
Can you do it before you play D7? So Rook D5's not played.
Sorry, Rook
Now.
D1 now.
Right, yeah, that makes
That's
more
what-
sense.
Yeah, there we go. Before D7. And then I would have lost. So the question is, at what point I would have realised, or would I have just played this line? Who knows?
Was all your triangulation equal though, right? You were, yes.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, completely
okay.
equal because it doesn't work. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
the problem. I triangulated 3 times and it just doesn't work.
Well, I mean, you could. It's better than just accepting the draw, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, and I had a good
Wow.
feeling at the time. And
I mean,
anyway,
it's not often you get to triangulate once, let alone twice.
yeah, I know. So yeah, this is funny. I mean, after Rook D4, I'm still not. I'm
going to use this for my training game, right? Can you send it to?
I can. As long as I get credit. As long as you say this is the game.
We're going to be doing end games next lesson. So.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not winning here, but I'll play through. It's now difficult for white. B1 takes. A5 check here. And for the second,
there's so much calculation in this end game. It's like
and for
I'll
the
have a
second,
headache after this, after a day of work.
to be honest, at this point I was so tired. I was playing on gut feeling, but I was feeling more optimistic than I had done. And here, for the second time in the game, he makes a mistake by giving himself a protected pass pawn.
It's weird, isn't it?
Because of just
obviously he needs the king space though. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, so King C5 I think is his best try here, and I think he's going to be very hard to win this as black.
Yeah,
Just rook check from the side, right? Rook A1 and A7, A8.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd probably have
Really?
to play Rook E3 or something. And
I would have thought you'd have to go with A3.
Maybe. Well, no, because I can check on E5. So
check
Rook
on
E3,
E5,
Rook A1.
yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it's probably his best idea to try and pick up my pawns while I deal with this one. And he's probably fine. And yeah, I mean, after this, when his king's stuck on the A file again, it's
it's again.
Yeah, it just technically this is a very long triangulation, right? His king briefly got off the A file and it's gone back some moves later. And yeah, now pawn's a distraction.
Too passive.
Back to the A file again.
Back to the A file.
Like, no, you don't.
Okay.
And I won't share the rest because it's easy conversion from here. But yeah, so this is the game that gave me so much hope in my ability. So let's face it, there's still work to do.
So don't go into an endgame against Alex a pawn up because you will come a cropper and he will refuse your draw offer and still
I
beat
probably
you.
will.
Because he does well in rook and pawn endings. A pawn up, down. Sorry, a pawn down.
Yeah.
Pawn up though.
Pawn up. No, not so good.
No, not at all. No. All right. Well, okay. So this weekend we got that primary and secondary school event. Let's hope that that's even more well supported. And at the moment, the Welsh Chess Union, Welsh Chess Championship, coming up over Easter. It goes up by £10. You've got 50 minutes left to enter. Hopefully, the webmasters will be there updating the site from 1 minute past midnight so we can see who has entered before the cutoff time. And then we can laugh at everybody paying their extra £10 for the next couple of weeks before it starts. But yeah, thanks very much, everybody, for watching and everybody being active in the chats. I appreciate you put a lot of good stuff in there, some good stuff on the ratings. I recommend that you email Paul Orton, please. And he's put his email on the Welsh Chess Union website. But thank you very much, Alex and Johan, for joining me again. And we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.